everyone. Welcome to day 4 of our detox challenge. Hopefully, you have been able to listen to yesterday and watch how we can detoxify our bodies from light and use light to our advantage as a nutrient. And hopefully, today you've been able to get outside and enjoy some of this beautiful sunshine, because I know I cannot get enough of it today. Today, I definitely want to focus on removing toxic household products from our home. This can be a little bit daunting, especially if you've never thought about it before, but don't despair. I'm going to give you a few things to think about in a few different areas, and hopefully by the end of this, you will have the tools you need to take an audit and see where you need to kind of brush up in spring clean so that you have the least toxicity coming into your home. So, many cleaners or air fresheners, laundry detergents, personal care items, many of them that we use on a daily basis, they are full of endocrine disrupting chemicals, volatile organic compounds, and other ingredients that will disrupt your hormones pretty much. They can also lead to neurological issues slowly over time. The big ones are endocrine disrupting chemicals. So, those are known as EDCs. And these are chemicals that imitate hormones once they enter your body. And they disrupt the endocrine system of our body. So, this might result in men showing female characteristics like developing breasts, because of agents that mimic estrogen, or women who gain unnecessary weight because EDCs slow their metabolism. So it can look different across the board for different people, but there are so many endocrine disrupting chemicals that we are in constant contact with all the time. And we're going to go through a couple of those and some different ways that you can substitute out some of those endocrine disruptors and try to actually make these small changes that can actually make a huge impact over time if you do them consistently. So, BPA, it's one of the more prevalent ones. It's made the news for toxic ingredients in plastic, and it's been removed from a lot of mainstream water bottles. But it is still present, and it is still present in plastic food packaging, in cling wraps, and baking cups, and frequently we know that they're in combination. BPA might be in combination with other xenoestrogens and things that replace or mimic estrogen. So we really have to think about removing BPA altogether. That is the step in the right direction. So avoiding plastics is kind of your safe way whenever consumption is involved. So whenever you know you're going to eat or drink it, if you can avoid plastics as much as possible, that would be best. So glass and stainless steel bottles for water or for coffee are safer alternatives. Whenever you're warming something up, if you could have that in a glass container instead of a plastic container. Even whenever you transfer your hot food onto a plastic plate, you're going to leach some of those chemicals into your food. There's been so much research that shows that that common ingredient in plastics, even if it's not BPA, but if it's phthalates, that they have been linked in research to cognitive shortcomings in children. So, plastics gotta go. If you're going to put it in as a drink or food, we just want to try to get rid of it to avoid that as altogether. Getting rid of plastics just isn't enough, though. Endocrine disrupting chemicals, they are also found in non-stick cookware, furniture materials, fabrics. So if you want to really clean out your food, you're eating all this good whole food, you're eating detox food. However, you're cooking it in something or putting it on something that is leaching chemicals. So if we could try to switch out your nonstick cookware for cast iron or stainless steel cookware, Extrema cookware, caraway, those are some options. And avoiding those storage of food in plastic containers and using glass instead, you're going to make a huge change just in your kitchen, how you're preparing all of that good food that you're eating. So we want to get away from that, but we also want to think about the cleaning products that we use. Cleaning products in our kitchen can be very toxic to human health, and some of these toxic chemicals to look for, there's a whole list, and we could go through and just name so many, but I want you to know that a lot of these, especially in our bathroom, have similar toxic ingredients to formaldehyde and mineral oil, and products labeled antibacterial can use triclosan, and studies have linked that to hormone changes. So we either need to swap out our cleaners altogether, or we need to make our own, and we'll touch on that again here in just a minute. Other places where we could have toxicity that we don't know are furniture and fabrics. There may be some flame retardants that you may not be aware of. They are extremely hazardous, and they have been known to disrupt the thyroid. So thankfully they're kind of being phased out, but if you have old furniture, it might be worth investigating. And when you buy new furniture, it is worth investigating whether they contain flame retardants. You want to look at your mattresses. You could use something like avocado green mattress. A general rule for furniture is to buy pieces made from things that God made. So if it's synthetic and man-made, there could be chemicals wrapped up in those materials that we often don't think of. But if we think about leather, wood, cotton, wool, those are all God made. They are all very good and safe for us to put on our bodies. Another thing that could contribute to toxin in your home is paint. So paint has volatile organic compounds. You might know them as VOCs, and they are heavy hitters. So whenever you are looking to paint, we recommend looking for a low or no VOC paint. Some of them are Green Guard certified, and that certification ensures that it's free of over 10,000 chemicals and has low VOC emissions. A few of the paints that I could recommend would be ECOS paints or Real Milk paints, Faro and Ball paint or BioShield. Those all are going to have those lower VOCs. Carpet can be a definite source of toxicity. So depending on the material, there are a variety of non-toxic carpets out there, but you could think about going with wool or seagrass carpets could be helpful. When we talk about VOCs, we think about the things that we're inhaling. So you want to think about all of these scented products that you might have around your home that could be contributing to some chemical releases into the air. And what we know about the power of smell and how it impacts the brain is so important. So we want to make sure what we're inhaling is as natural as possible. So essential oils and using a diffuser, investing in indoor plants, they can help improve your indoor air quality as much as possible. You could also invest in an air purifier. I definitely think it's a game changer in filtering out those airborne toxins, especially mold-related toxins, which we'll talk about in another video at another time because mold is its whole topic in itself. But we have to be aware because according to the EPA, our indoor air quality is 2 to 10 times more toxic than outdoor air because of some of the things that we use. And so from a health standpoint, detoxification and eliminating exposure to toxins, indoor air quality has to be addressed, and you want to change those fragrances out. Okay, so people always ask, like, what do I use to clean my house? I use a combination of a couple of different products. I usually use some Norwex products. They just have some things interwoven into like using silver into their product, but I also use Branch Basics. So if you're looking for a non-toxic switch to some of your cleaning products and you want just one thing, a brand I love for non-toxic switch is Branch Basics. It has effective and plant-derived formulas, and it cleans everything from your countertops to your floor to your laundry. You literally buy a concentrate that you dilute into different ratios based on what you're cleaning. So if you're cleaning the mirrors versus you're doing the laundry, it's very economical and sustainable, and it does a good job. Even better, their products are free of artificial crud. So you can get the starter pack for Branch Basics now in my e-store for 10% off, and use the code DETOX10 until April 3rd. It's a great deal because one of the things I love about it is that it lasts forever. You're diluting this concentrate down, so you're not buying and buying and buying and buying. You're investing in one thing that is going to last you months and months and months and months. If you want to make your own products, there are some things that I make myself, that if I want like a good scrub or something else, there's so many affordable ingredients that you can use that are natural, that aren't going to hurt you, that are going to actually do the job and clean. For instance, most of them are probably in your kitchen and you don't even realize it. Vinegar, it's a wonderful multi-purpose cleaner. It is effective against grease and bacteria, and you can use it full strength or you can dilute it. Baking soda, it makes surfaces shining and it helps with scrubbing, and you can mix it with vinegar to make a bubbly paste. Hydrogen peroxide, it whitens and disinfects. It's great for your bathrooms. You can cut it and dilute it if you need something that's very antibacterial. That's a good thing to use. Lemon juice is going to brighten and it's going to cut through the grease. So a few squeezes to water in a spray bottle. Essential oils, they have natural antibacterials like tea tree or lemon or lavender. So you can add those to any of your cleaning formulas and they can help. So usually use 5 to 10 drops per 8 ounces of water. Castile soap, it's biodegradable, it's plant-based, it works for scrubbing, and you can use it on your hands or your laundry. Another one, diatomaceous earth. It's soft, non-toxic, abrasive, so it can work for scouring or trapping pests when it's dry. So you don't have those chemicals either. And then coconut oil or olive oil. So natural solvents, safely dissolve grease and dirt. All these products, you can find all these combinations of what you need and make things at home that are going to be just fine. So as you make the switch, you want to make sure that you're focusing still on nourishing, detoxifying whole foods that support hormone balance, like those cruciferous vegetables, like those berries, like those healthy fats. You want exposure avoidance and proper nutrition so that you can help honor God's design for your body. And definitely in thinking, protecting your temple against some of the things that are coming at us. Another tip, if you want more information, if you have not checked out the Environmental Working Group's Guide to Healthy Cleaning, make sure you do that. It is an excellent resource. Environmental Working Group also has apps. You can literally download their app. You can take it and you can scan your products, and it will tell you what is wrong with your products or what are some hidden chemicals in there. That it'll give it a rating. It's so user friendly. Not everything is on there, but there's so many common products that are on there, and you might be surprised if you scan some of those and see what it comes back with. So use that resource. It is amazing. So hopefully that gives you a few tips that over the next 2 weeks you can do a full audit. You're going to scan, you're going to look, you're going to just throw away some stuff that needs to get out from under your sink and in your cabinet. Anything to do with lingering toxic fumes needs to go. And if you can't identify what's in the label, it probably needs to go. You want to look for natural plant-based products, free of dyes, free of preservatives, free of synthetic fragrances whenever possible, and we're just going to clean it out and start over, and we're going to make the switch to something that is not going to try to mimic our hormones and disrupt our hormones and our thyroid and cause all kinds of havoc. So comment below what questions you might have about that. Comment below if you need any links that I mentioned, and hopefully we can discuss changes we can make to help support one another on our health goals. So thank you for joining me. Tomorrow we're going to focus on removing toxic ingredients from our personal care products and our makeup. So hopefully you'll come with some good questions then, and I can't wait to talk to you. All right.